morning, students. I hope you all are keeping well and you completed your work of all the subjects and enjoyed the month of June, which was totally off for you, right? Okay, so children, as we have started chapter number 6, squares and square roots, and we have studied for 3 days, right? So first of all, we will have a short recap that what we studied so far, right? On day 1, we studied what are square numbers and the properties of the square numbers. Means what are the properties of square numbers, like the square of odd numbers are odd, squares of even numbers is even. If I will write down 11 or 19, means two numbers having the unit digit 1 and 9, then the square of these numbers will end at 1 only, right? So like this we completed the properties of square numbers. On day 2, we did questions of exercise 6.1, which was based on the properties of square numbers, right? On day 3, we studied Pythagorean triplet. What was that? Pythagorean triplet means the set of 3 numbers which fulfill the length of the sides, condition of the length of the sides of a right angle triangle. Means the length of the hypotenuse, the length of the perpendicular, the length of the base. The set of these 3 numbers is called Pythagorean triplet. If any one side is given, means if one number of those triplet is given, how can we find out the other 2 numbers? We studied these 3 things so far. Children, our today's topic is square roots. So let's explore what is square roots. As you know that addition and subtraction are inverse operation of each other. Multiplication and division, inverse operation of each other. Means if you know multiplication, you can do division very easily, right? Just like that, squares and square roots. These are also inverse operation of each other. As you studied, to find out the square of a number, you can easily find out the square root of a perfect square number. So let's see. What is this, children? This is square of 1 is 1. Square of 2 is 4. Square of 3 is 9. But now, if I am asking you, square of which number is 1? So what will be your answer? Yes, your answer will be 1. Means when we are putting the square with 1, then only we are getting 1. So how can we state this line in mathematical language? That is called square root of 1 is 1. This is the symbol of square root, right? Now, I am saying that square of 2 is 4. That means square root of 4 is 2. Because when we are squaring 2, we are getting 4. That means square root of 4 is 2. Square of 3 is 9. That means square root of 9 is 3. Is it vice versa or inverse operation of each other, the squares and the square roots? So I hope this concept is clear to you, right? So square root of 1 is 1, square root of 4 is 2, square root of 9 is 3. Like this, we can find out the square root of a perfect square numbers. Children, now we will learn how can we find out the square root of a perfect square number. So there are different methods. So here we will study the methods of finding square roots. What are they? First is repeated subtraction. Second is prime factorization. Third is long division. Children, this prime factorization is very familiar to you. When you find out the LCM or HCF, you do the factorization by prime numbers. Just like that, the same concept will be used in prime factorization. This repeated subtraction is also a very basic concept. Just like you need to know what will be subtracted over here, right? In the third method, that is long division, this is a new concept for you. very easy. You can find out long division of a large number. You can find out the square root through long division of a large number quickly. Right? So let's see what is repeated subtraction. If I am taking a number 16 and I am saying that what is the square root of 16, what will I do? I have to follow repeated subtraction. Children, for this we have to remind a property of square numbers that says that when we add n odd natural numbers starting from 1, suppose I am taking 1, 3, 5. Suppose I am taking 3 odd numbers starting from 1. Then the sum will be n square. N square means how many odd numbers we are taking? 3. So this sum will be square of 3. The same concept will be used here. So through repeated subtraction, we take the numbers which is given to find out the square root and we subtract odd natural numbers. Right? Like the first number, the number is 16, whose the square root we have to find out. So first of all, in the first step, we'll write down 16 minus 1. Means 1 is the first odd natural number. So this will be subtracted from 16. So the answer will be right, 15. In the second step, we have to take this difference, this answer, and we have to take subtract. We have to take the next odd number of 1, that is 3. Means we'll subtract 3 from 15. This answer, right? So what we will get? We'll get 12. The next odd natural number is 5. So what we will write down here? This answer, 12, right? So 12 minus 5, that is 7. Until when we have to continue this method, children? Until we get the difference 0, right? Like here I got 7, so I will write down in the fourth step 7. And I will find out what is the next odd natural number of 5, that is 7, exactly. So 7 minus 7 is equals to 0. I got the difference 0 in fourth step. You can see first, second, third, fourth. That means the square root of 16 is 4 because in fourth step I got 0 as difference. Clear? So this method is repeated subtraction. You can find out the square root of 100 also. You can find out the square root of 169 also through this method. So like this. But when we have a large number, 4-digit numbers or 5-digit numbers, so that is in that case it is little bit difficult to use this method. So in that case we can use prime factorization method. As I told that prime factorization method is very familiar for you. So let's proceed it. Children, now I will explain you prime factorization method to find out the square root of a perfect square number. I took two examples, 100 and 225. As the name indicates, prime means we have to use prime factors, right? You know the divisibility rule. If a number ends with 0, by what number it will be divisible? By 2, yes. By 5, yes. But we have to select the lowest prime number, right? Which can divide this number. So that is 2. So we will take 2. Then 2 5s are 10, 2 zeros are 0. Again this number ends with 0. So we will divide by 2. 2 2s are 4. Right? What is left here? 2 2s are 4. 1. So this number has become 10. So 2 5s are 10. But children, here we have a number which ends with 5. And you know the divisibility rule. If a number ends with 5, that will be divisible by 5 only, right? So we will take 5 to factorize 25. So that will become 5 5s are 25. And then 5 will be factorized by 5 only. 5 1s are 5. Now you observe these prime factors of 100. These all are prime factors of 100, right? 2, 2, 5, 5. We have to find out the square root of 100. So what do we do? Listen here. First of all, I will write down 100. And all the prime factors which I found from this method, I will write down on board. Okay. Now, as I have to find out the square root of 100, I will put the symbol of the square root with 100. Right? When I put the symbol of square root with 100, I have to select one number from each pair. Means I will see the pair of numbers, right? You can see 2 is written 2 times, 5 is written 2 times. That means we have 2 pairs, right? One pair of 2 and second pair of 5. Means in the case of square root, in the method of prime factorization, we find the numbers in square, means prime numbers in pairs, right? So what do we have to do? We will highlight the pairs like this. Now we have to take one number from each pair. Means we will take 2 from this pair, we will take 5 from this pair, and then we will multiply. Okay, so what will be the product? 2 5s are 10. Exactly. That means square root of 100 is 10. Is this clear to you? You have to just pay attention that when we are doing prime factors, when we are getting the prime factors of any number, those numbers should be arranged like this. They should be written in pairs, right? Then we will select one number from each pair and then we will simply multiply it. Then this product will be square root of the given number. Clear? Now I am taking another number 225. This number ends with 5. So this will be divisible by 5, but it can be divisible by 3 also. So what is the divisibility rule of 3? We will add all the digits and the sum should be divisible by 3. Let's check it. 2 plus 2, 4. 4 plus 5, 9. Is 9 divisible by 3, children? Yes. 9 is divisible by 3. That's why we will factorize this number by 3 first, right? When we are taking 3 over here, and if I take one digit 2, you can see that 2 is smaller than 3, so we cannot divide 2 by 3 in this case, or we cannot factorize 2 by 3. So we will take one more digit. Now our number is 22. Okay, so 3 sevens are 21, because 3 eights will be more than 22, right? So 3 sevens are 21, but it is 22 over here. So what will be left? 1. Now this number has become 15. This is a very basic method. I know you have learnt in your previous classes also, so you will not face any problem over here, right? Now 3 5s are 15. Clear? 3 sevens are 21. 1 is left here. It has become 15. Now 3 5s are 15. Now we have a number 75. Again we will check whether it is divisible by 3 or whether it is divisible by 3 or not. So 7 plus 5, 12, and 12 is divisible by 3. That means this will again factorize by 3. Let's see. 3 2s are 6. How much is left here? It is 7, 1 is left. It has become 15. So 3 5s are 15. Now again we got 25. So you know 25 will be factorized by 5. So we will write down 5 5s are 25. Then 5 1s are 5. You can observe over here that we got a pair of 3, then we got a pair of 5, right? Means we have 2 pairs, one of 3 and one of 5. So how can we write it? We will write down 225 is equal to, we will write down all the factors of 225. Now I am taking 225 and I will write down all the factors of 225, prime factors, right? So what will I write? 3 into 3 into 5 into 5. And just highlight the pairs. 3 with 3, 5 with 5. Now we have to find out the square root. So I will put symbol of the square root with 225. And what do we do now? We will take one number from each pair, right? So we will take 3 from this pair, 5 from this pair, and then we will multiply, right? So 3 5s are 15. Like this, we got square root of 225 as 15. You can cross check it also. How can you cross check whether our answer is correct? What I told you in the beginning, squares and square roots are just inverse operation of each other, right? So how can you get this is correct or not? You can multiply 15 by 15, or you can find out the square of 15 15, you can say. That will be equals to 225 only. If you are not getting this number, that means you have made mistake somewhere. Like this, you can cross check the solution also. I hope you learned it. Children, now I will explain you the square root of these two numbers now. The first number is 1764 and second number is 4096. Let's see how can we factorize it. You can see that this number ends with 4. 4 is an even number. So you know the divisibility rule of 2, right? 2 can divide any number which ends with an even number, right? So let's factorize this number by 2. So it will give you 2 8s are 16 because 17 is there. We cannot write down 2 9s are 18 because 17 is there. The number should be lesser than this number, right? So 2 8s are 16. What is left here? 1. Again 16. 2 8s are 16. 2 2s are 4. Children, again this number ends with 2. Means it is divisible by 2 only. Right? So 2 4s are 8. 2 4s are 8. 2 1s are 2. Now we got 441. It ends with 1. That means this number will not be factorized with 2. Now we'll check for 3. What is the divisibility rule of 3? We'll add all the digits. If the sum is divisible by 3, then only this number will be divisible by 3. Let's check it. 4 plus 4, 8. 8 plus 1, 9, which is divisible by 3. So let's take 3 to factorize this number. 3 ones are 3. What is left here? 1. So it has become 14. Now we have to divide 14 by 3 in such a way the answer should not be more than 14. So what is that? 3 4s are 12. Because when we do 3 5s are 15, it will be more than 14. Right? So 3 4s are 12. How much is left here? 14 minus 12? 2. So now it has become 21. So 3 7s are 21. Right? Now again we have to check whether this number is divisible by 3 or not. So 1 plus 4 is 5. 5 plus 7 is 12. And is 12 divisible by 3? Yes. That means again we will factorize by 3 only. Right? But our number is 14. So how many times we will multiply 3 to get the number lesser than 14? Exactly. That is 3 4s are 12. Because 3 5s are 15 is more than 14, right? 3 4s are 12. How much is left over here? 2. Our number is 27. Then 3 9s are 27. Okay? What you got here? You got 49. So by what number we can divide 49? We will divide 49 by 7. You know 7 7s are 49, right? So we take 7 7s are 49 and then at last 7 1s are 7. Now see, are we getting the prime numbers in pairs or not? Yes. This is the first pair of 2, second pair of 3 and third pair of 7. Right? We got 3 pairs. Now we will write down, we will find out the square root of 1764. Let's write down the prime factors of this number. 2 in pairs, 3 in pairs and then 7 in pairs. Right? Highlight these pairs. Then we have to put the symbol of the square root with this number. And what I said, what to do after this, we have to select one number from each pair, right? So 2 into 3 into 7. 2 3s are 6, 6 7s are 42. We got the answer. So the square root of 1764 is 42. Just like this, we have another number, 4096. Okay, let's do this also. This number ends with an even number. That means we'll factorize by 2. Let's try. 2 2s are 4. Then what do we do? Yes, 2 0s are 0. Then 2 4s are 8 because it is 9. So how much is left? 1. So 2 8s are 16. Then again, this number ends with an even number. Again So 2 2s are 4. How much is left here? 1. So 2 5s are 10. 1 is left here. 2 6s are 12. Again this number ends with 2. So 2 1s are 2. 2 2s are 4. 1 is left here. It has become 16. 2 8s are 16. Again by 2. 2 6s are 12. 2 4s are 8. Again by 2. 2 3s are 6. 2 2s are 4. Again by 2. 2 16s are 32. Children, here we got 16, right? I am writing 16 over here. You know that 16 is divisible by 2. So 2 8s are 16. Then 2 4s are 8. Then 2 2s are 4. At last 2 1s are 2. We got all the prime factors as 2. Now we will make the pairs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. We got 6 pairs of 2, right? So the number is 4096. We'll write down 6 pairs of 2. First pair, second pair, third pair, fourth, fifth and sixth. We wrote all 6 pairs of 2. Now what to do? We'll put the square root with this number 4096. Right? We will take one number from each pair. Don't forget. Right? So 2 from this pair, 2 from this pair. Just like this, 2 from this pair means 1 2 from each pair. So how many times we have to write down 2? 1 2 3 4 5 6. 3 4 5 6. So what will be the product? Come on, tell me. You calculate. I am giving you time. Yes. 2 2s are 4. 4 2s are 8. 8 2s are 16. 16 2s are 32. And 32 2s are 64. Yes. So square root of 4096 is 64. Clear? I hope you all have understood how did I factorize. And you know, children, you have to recall your the concept of divisibility rule. How will we know that a number is divisible by 2, divisible by 3, divisible by 5, divisible by 7, divisible by 11? We have learned in class 6 now. So you have to strengthen the concept. Right? So please go through all those divisibility rules that will help you to find out the square root easily. Thank you. And children, listen here. I explained you I explained you prime factorization method through 4 numbers, right? But now I am giving you few more numbers which you have to do at home. Okay? So just note it down. Children, I explained you prime factorization method to find out square root, right? Now I am giving you 3 numbers. So you have to find out the square root of these 3 numbers. So these questions are from exercise 6.3, right? Question number 4. First number is 729. Second number is 8100. And third number is 7744. This is your homework. So please do it. I hope you enjoyed the session. You enjoyed this class. Thank you so much.